All right, we're with Taitum Beck here on Wisconsin.golf after an opening round 74 at LPGA Tour, Epson Tour qualifying school. Taitum, a solid round today in the heat. How does this year compare to last year starting off?
Yeah, it was hot last year. It's hotter this year. I didn't think it was possible, but it is. So having the afternoon tee time the start out, just tried to prep properly this morning and all week. Lots and lots of water and food, even though it's hard.
Yeah, but what was your feeling coming in here this year, having gone through this once? Was it a little bit different, maybe more confident, sort of knowing what this is all about?
Yeah, last year I went in it with the mindset of just trying to learn as much as I possibly could, and that served me really well. This year, kind of knowing how my body is going to react, knowing the year that I've had, how I've prepared. I've put a lot of work in these last 3 weeks to put myself in a good spot mentally and physically, so feeling good going into it. I went to the first tee much more confident than I think I was even expecting, which was great. So yeah, felt good.
And you ended with a birdie on 18,
yeah.
too, out of the bunker, too.
Yeah, out of the bunker. Had no business being in that bunker. It's like the one spot you can't be in the layup zone. And then, yeah, made a good putt on the last, so that was great to see.
Has that bunker always been there?
Yeah.
It has? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, trying to negotiate, short of that pond and have a
Yeah.
good, a good number coming in.
Visually, when you're standing by there, it doesn't look like you have so much room left, and then you get up there and there's like 50 yards left.
Yeah,
in the bunker.
yeah. But you got a good shot in there, and then you make the putt, and
Yeah.
And now you go on to Arnold Palmer tomorrow. But
Yes.
I also wanted to ask you about year one of professional golf. What's it been like, and how did reality meet expectations?
Yeah, the biggest comparison that I can have is I feel like a freshman again, having
yeah.
the freshman mentality, and sometimes it feels like your world is just kind of flipped upside down, even though you're playing golf and it's all the same, it's the same game, but there's a lot of adjusting. College golf really sets you up with a lot of resources, and then you're removed from that and you still have all the support, but it's just you traveling on the road trying to make it, and it's expensive, as everybody knows, and it's a long season, so trying to peak at the right time too is super important. So yeah, just a lot of learning. I knew that was going to be the case going into this year. Would have liked to made, of course, a few more cuts, but the competition on the WAPT was great. It put me in a really good spot to know if you're making cuts out there, you can make cuts out here, so it's great.
And then that was kind of my next question. We live in a results world,
Yeah.
and how do you set aside, I think each one of you that's here this week, Bobby might have made 2 cuts, 3 cuts maybe on the Epson, but everyone's made 1 cut, but they've got about 8 tournaments or 9 tournaments under their belt. How do you not look at that and feel like the year wasn't a success, and how do you, don't you have to sort of grade on a curve and say year one is more about learning than it is performing?
Absolutely, yeah, that was kind of my mindset with it, not to let it get so discouraging. Even I missed a few by 1, so that also just trying to be like, okay, how can I just learn from this? And like I said, trying to peak at the right time.
Yeah.
So it's like those tournaments in my mind are just propping me to here. So if I'm learning each week in and out of those tournaments and can apply it here, that's the most important to me this year for me. It is, of course, hard. You want to see making cuts and see some good results, but I definitely thought the year I saw great improvements. So it was good to see like a positive motion, I guess, towards Q School. So that was great.
Where do you feel you've improved the most as a golfer over the last year?
Oh, my short game. I knew that everybody that I've talked to that's played professionally or been around it, I was like, okay, what's the thing? What's the next step? And they just told me short game. So some days you're gonna hit the ball great, some days you're not, and if you can always have that to rely on and get up and down and scramble, short game has been such a strength, which is amazing. I put a lot of time and energy into that, so it's really, really encouraging to see it pay off.
What did you learn about professional golf that you didn't know getting into it?
It's really important to surround yourself with good people, like-minded people that are gonna give you tough feedback but encourage you along the way. Just, I think the honesty, the support is amazing. It's so needed. especially when you're, you know, missing cuts by one or having tough weeks. Just people that are like, that know you and know that it's not that far off and that you can trust that and believe that. Just, I think the support and finding friends to travel with was huge, to just be able to remove yourself from golf sometimes and have, you know, fun too.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I think that's been really important. Reminder of like, this is supposed to be fun. It is a game. It is the job now, but it's also like, I always want it to be fun. And I think the more and more I think about that and apply that, the better I play as well. So that's been great.
Away from the golf course, where was the coolest place you visited, or the neatest thing you did?
The neatest thing I did, I've really enjoyed I've stayed with a lot of hosts.
Sure.
So it's been really cool to meet a lot of different people that also are strangers, but then we leave as, you know, friends, which and connections that I know I'll have for a really long time, which is great. That support has been really, really cool, and they're really great about, you know, like, let's go get dinner or hit the pool or whatever it is. So that's been super fun. I love it here. It's so beautiful, but it's so hot. But I do love being here.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And for you and Taylor and Mackenzie, you know, for Emily and Bobby, you know, they didn't want to come back here, but they're back, and they understand why, and you know, it's a growing process for them too. For you guys, you're coming back here to get to the next step. How, what do you feel you have to do to get there?
I think I just have to really trust myself and play golf the way that I play it. Like, stick to my game plans, you know, rely on my strengths, and just be comfortable. I think that's like the big thing out here, is nobody's really comfortable, and the sooner you can kind of find your base level and just go about your day that way, it's such a huge advantage. So just kind of taking the pressure off. I mean, I've talked to, even like you said, Bobby and Emily being back here, nobody wants to be here, but they are. And I think if you kind of like have the mindset of an opportunity rather than you're trying to lose something.
Sure.
Like, I have everything to gain and nothing to really like lose this week. So knowing that, and knowing if it doesn't happen, that it's okay. The WAPT is great, and I can go play there and learn and improve. It's not like a one and done type of thing, which is great. So I think trying to just take the pressure off and thinking about it that way is relieved a lot of the stress from me. So. And
you've answered a couple of the questions that I had from the perspective if you were talking to a junior golfer, you know, maybe, or a college golfer, you know, back in Wisconsin, that, you know, dreams of, you know, trying it, you know, everybody knows that the odds are long, but, you know, you've put so much into this, why not try it? So you've made it fun. You're not putting yourself on a rigid timetable to quote unquote make it. What else is what other advice would you have for them about, you know, what should they do if that is the dream someday, and what do you wish you had done, you know, sooner to get to this point?
Yes, I would say put yourself in uncomfortable spots. Play in hard tournaments. Learn how your body and your mind react in the hard spots. Like, you can't recreate that any other way. So the better you do to prepare yourself to like a bigger stage, I think the better that you're just better prepared. And nobody wants to be uncomfortable and feel pressure that way, but it is such a benefit. It's going to benefit you and your game. I think that's like the biggest thing, is just be okay with being uncomfortable and kind of embracing that instead of shying away from it a little bit.
So you've got a caddy this week. Do you normally have caddies when you're out there?
No, I don't. This is the first tournament of the year that I've had a caddy. It's my dad, which I'm super grateful that he's out here. He's really good about making it fun too, which is awesome, and having little games within, you know, the overall thing, which has been great to just kind of make it smaller. But yeah, it's so nice to have him here, and just very, very grateful that he took the time to do that for me.
So otherwise, you carry your own bag?
Yeah, pushing all the way through.
Pushing all the way through, and so you've got to make your own, you know, your own judgments, your own decisions. That's probably something that, you know, when the young golfers look at professional golf on TV, they think, caddy,
Yes.
swing coach,
Yeah.
entourage.
Yeah, I wish. I wish, yeah.
So,
Like I
yeah.
said, even with college golf, like they put you in such a position to succeed, and you
Yeah.
have all the resources, and to kind of have that removed a little bit,
Right.
it was a shock, and kind of adjusting. Like it can be lonely, and trying, like I said, having your friends there makes a
Yeah.
huge difference. So.
But a good solid start today in warm conditions, and now the next few days, based on what you learned last year, what's the game plan going forward?
Yeah, I think Dinah, honestly, for my game, visually, it's difficult off the tee. And I've been putting a lot of energy and trying to hit fairways and improving that. So visually, I think that's the most difficult golf course for me. So I'm excited to go forward. I have those two, and then hopefully Dinah to finish up. But yeah, I like Palmer is I think very straightforward. I like that golf course a lot. It's nice to go from these greens to Palmer. They're very similar. So then that, and then Indian Wells is tight, but it's nice to have that as the third round,
Sure.
see how things are going before we get there, and adjust as needed. So yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, Taitum, good luck going forward. Thank you for talking.
Thanks so much.